out to grab a grand. Hey, Roger.
Yes.
What's going on,
How
man?
you doing?
Good.
Hey, I got a story about a lion or a tiger or whatever. Back in the 80s, place I worked for, we had the company picnic at Cedar Point. And so, everybody had the day off. And so a bunch of us went out there and we met up at, remember Jungle Larry's African Safari? I don't know. Yeah, you're not from here, but it was a Jungle Larry had all these different exotic animals. So we were on the balcony, not the balcony, but in the bleachers. And I said, hey, I'm going to go sit out front because it's the Tigers. I never got to see these before, So all my friends says, oh, no, you go down there and sit. We'll wait up here. That female tiger or lion came out, and everybody's laughing at me. And I said, well, I got a good seat. That thing backed up to the cage and pissed head to toe all over me.
Roger looked like he walked out of a car wash.
I wished I was. After that, I tried to go. Lake Erie is right there, at Cedar Point. So I tried to go swimming to get rid of it. So then after that, I smelled like piss fish, or fish, whatever.
You didn't think it could get any worse, and you managed to make it worse by getting into Lake Erie.
Yes. So now I got sand in my crotch. I smell like fish. My hair, back in them days, you put mousse in it, because you had the long hair.
Yeah.
So it's like all absorbing into it. Oh.
Yeah.
He was letting his soul glow out there on Lake Erie.
But what was so bad about it, when it started pissing, that stuff is concentrated. I know that they save that, for the guy up front. They say, hey, I'm not going to go piss for, until they let me out.
Well,
what didn't like one spray.
Yeah, Roger, what people were telling me in the break is that it's actually tiger spray, which is maybe why they didn't lift the leg. It's a combination of urine and a secretion from the anal glands, which is probably
Yum.
Yeah. So that your friend, Bill. I don't know if that makes it better or worse. She got sprayed by a tiger.
Yeah, but I got sprayed by it.
You got the lady spray.
Yeah, right.
Male.
Yeah.
But what was bad, it doesn't spray and then, like one steady stream so you can get away from it. With the bars there, when I tried to run, it just maneuvered its butt enough that it followed me.
Yeah.
And I would go back and forth, and then it was hitting it, but then it would stop for a minute. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to sit back down. So now I sit back down, and it gets me again. And at one point, I just stopped because I said, now I look like an idiot, running across the front of, like there had to be like, what was bad is I would never run into my coworkers until that episode. I ran into like 20 of them. And so when we all went back to work, guess what they had to talk about?
You getting sprayed
My
at Cedar
hair.
Point. Yeah, right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
pea hair.
And on a hot day,
old Roger Whizhead.
Yes, but this was back in the 80s, and on a hot day, I think I still smell it.
You probably do. That sense memory kicks in. Yeah, you can cast your mind back to that fateful day out in Sandusky, Roger.
So
or anytime he drives to
I don't go
Elyria.
around anytime like if I go around anybody that says, oh, let's go see the circus, I'm afraid that I might get mounted by another cat because, that stuff's residual. It stays on you. It's like,
It's made to last, yeah.
But what was fun, but, I made all my friends laugh. Luckily, I was married at the time, and I saved my ex from getting doused. But do you think that she would ever thank me? No,
of course not. That's why she's your ex, Roger. Okay, good. Thank you. There's Roger in North Ridgeville who had a fateful day at Cedar Point many, many years ago, or his friends. Boy, with friends like that, ... Hey, don't get up there, Roger. No, they just let him go. We're going to hang back here and see what happens.
Keep a wide berth.
That's right. Today is National Fart Day, too. There's a day for everything.
Oh, this is the day.
And this might be the day that you get yourself update that stairwell fart at Squifle Tower.
Had a salad for lunch, so I don't know if that's going to really get a lot done, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try and get a good fart today.
I'm not sure who. These days have to be established. There's usually lobbying groups. That's why there's every day. And it's not just like it's not like every day on the calendar only has one thing. You know, every day on the calendar has a dozen things because you have the National Potato Council and the Broccoli Commission and all these whatever. Although the latter might have something to do with National Fart Day. I don't know. But I'm curious what organization got February 5th designated as National Fart Day. I don't know the history on it. But somebody sent me an email with a link. National Fart Day, February 5th, every single year. Of course, here on this show, it's not a personal mantra, but our own Bill Squire. What do you always say?
Fart your farts.
Fart your farts.
It's
Whether
good health
it is
advice.
February 5th. Yeah, I think so, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it stands to reason that you don't necessarily want to
Hold it
keep
in.
that inside.
It can be bad for you.
Yeah. Now, I guess my question is, if today's National Fart Day, in January, there is National Pass Gas Day, which means that two separate advocacy groups or organizations basically doing the same thing have two distinct days. January 7th is National Pass Gas Day. February 5th, not even a full month later, is a National Fart Day. And, of course, throughout history, there have been all kinds of things. You know, it is universal. It's a very human thing, obviously. Not even all throughout the animal kingdom. You know, I was showing my second grader last night. There was a super cut that somebody had made, purely coincidentally, of animals farting in the wild.
Nice.
And I got to tell you, not as funny as people.
No, because they don't have the cheeks. You need the cheeks
Well,
to really get the
some of them
the
got,
fluff.
you know, some of them what they lack in cheeks, they make up for in depth and breadth.
Yeah.
But humans, you're not going to top. There are so few ways in which humans can really claim to be able to outdo the animal kingdom. Farting is definitely one of them.
My dog does not make loud farts, like you can't hear them, but they are the silent but deadly variety where she will stink you out of the room.
Right.
It's rough. And it's not often, but when it happens, ooh.
Well, anyway, I don't know how I don't know why this is designated today. I don't know who's behind it because, like I said, usually it's some kind of advocacy group who will get behind having a day designated, but I don't know. Maybe it was a comedy organization. Maybe it was something that wasn't even officially something. It just took on a life of its own.
I mean, I'm happy about it. I'm going to try and get this fart in the stairwell today.
Oh,
to
today because of
celebrate.
the salad?
No, because of the
day.
It's the day.
Yeah.
It's
Now, do you
fart
have
day.
to do it? And I don't know if I'm the first person to ask this. There's nothing saying you have to do it in your building's stairwell, right? You could do it in any stairwell.
I
like the acoustics there.
The acoustics of that stairwell are real good because it's very. It just reverberates good. I don't know if it would work as well in these stairwells. I feel like it would be dampened more, especially because we're kind of low at the stairwell over here.
Yes.
When it's traveling down, I feel like the sound travels down and reverberates better than when it's traveling up.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any science to that, but
And you haven't tested
yeah.
both of them.
I don't think I've ever farted in that stairwell.
Okay.
Or if I have, I don't think it's been like a loud one that's going to reverberate like the one that I filmed.
Okay. Because conceivably, since you did yours on the 9th floor of your building, which is one floor from the top, we were talking about this last week, it's very unlikely people are going to be walking down through whatever you laid down, right?
Right.
Here, everybody's going to be walking up through what you've done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's also kind of rude.
Hella rude.
Because it would be very
rude.
It would be
Hella
so
funny, you mean?
It'd be so rude for the people walking up that staircase to smell a fart instead of the urine
I was
smell
gonna
that
say,
they're so used to.
It can only improve the smell of our
Pretty sure-
stairwell here at work.
Pretty sure there was human turds in there the other day. Like, I don't know how many dogs I've seen, like, walking from that parking deck.
No, the dog turds are out here on the sidewalk
No, there
because
was-
people don't curb their dogs. But in the stairwell, it's human poop.
Yeah, I go up a couple flights, and every so often I'm like, someone was sleeping in here, and they just let one loose in there, and it's just like a turd, just casual, and everyone just walks around it. It's not like chipped off or like a part of it smashed in.
Oh, I don't think there's any.
I
I don't think there's any such thing as a casual turd. I mean, you don't. You know, one just doesn't slip out. you've got to get it out of your body. You've got to do some work to expel it.
I'm not saying that it's casual for the person that left it. I'm talking about people just treat it like it's casual once it's there. Like, no one's, like, complaining. No one's.
Well, who are you going to complain to?
I don't know, but I feel like a turd. We shouldn't normalize turds in parking decks. Like, I'm a big
normalize
Poundcake
parking
2024.
big advocate for no turds in parking decks.
Yeah.
And people are walking up and down them all day, and you just step around it. Like, you look at it like, oh, I think that's a turd, and you just keep it moving. Like, we don't investigate.
That's
not,
life
like,
in the city.
We're not poking it. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
It was like, there's a difference. Like, a big dog turd, you can kind of, like, tell. But a human turd, there's some corns in it.
Well, you can also tell outside where somebody was on their phone and wasn't paying attention to the fact that somebody didn't curb their dog, because there's intermittent steps of decreasing thickness where it was on somebody's shoe, and they, but there's all kinds of pet turds outside. And my thought is always, listen, you're already doing a disservice to your animal by having them in but Bill walks his dog, but I'm talking about people who live downtown. You're already doing, technically, if you're real with yourself, you're already doing a disservice to your dog by having it in a high-rise downtown. The least you can do is pick up after it when you're walking around. And I know a lot of people do, but a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
Because they go, oh, there's already people sleeping in the doorways. What do I care? But, no dog wants to dogs want to run around, right? A dog park. I don't know if there's a dog park downtown.
I don't even think dogs are like...
This building they're putting up next door, one of their big selling points is going to be a dog park on the roof.
There's a dog park in the 9.
Okay.
That is for residents or people that are staying at the hotel.
Well, there you go.
And I'm not against that. Usually, if people have a dog, it's not like children. Like people have kids all the time that they can't afford. But usually, if you're a good pet owner, you can afford having a dog and or cat. So I don't even mind that. Usually, they're responsible and they pick up after their dog. People are just not responsible for other people.
Curb your homeless. That's what Poundcake wants. If you're a homeless person, you take a dump in the stairwell, get a bag and pick it up and throw it away.
You could do that. You could be a responsible homeless person. You could be homeless respectfully, but no. I saw somebody.
Be homeless respectfully.
You can cheat and be homeless respectfully. I'll tell you what.
This is amazing.
It's the homeless cheating that's doubly respectable.
I feel like I would be like a respectful homeless person. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't have any place to go.
You're not a respectful housed person. What are you talking about?
How am I not a respectful housed person?
I don't know, because you want people to get hurt, and I don't
want people to get hurt. I'm just saying,
you
if they
laugh
do,
when bad things happen to people, right? I'm just saying
in
general, it's not like you being unhoused would make you somehow have a come to Jesus moment or something.
I feel like if people were walking, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm homeless. I was sleeping here, but I can go find somewhere else to be homeless. Like, I could sleep casually somewhere else. You got the
you
world,
would be screaming, watch out, hey, son of a bitch, I'm sleeping here. That would be you.
Right.
You're trying to sell us on a polite homeless pound cake? Are you insane?
Homeless respectfully.
Bitch. Yeah, right. This is where I'm sleeping.
I don't know.
I don't walk all over your bed.
I think I would find a spot. Now, I'd be mad if I found like a really neat spot that no one found yet, and then I got discovered. Then I'd be pissed. I'm like, no one was bothering me here.
Yeah, there don't seem to be any unfound nooks and crannies.
You don't know
where people...
that you haven't, because you haven't found them.
Yeah,
there'd be a nice abandoned building with a bunch of copper in there.
A nice abandoned building, yeah, warm.
Yeah,
you know how warm those abandoned buildings get.
Oh yeah, that's
when the heat's turned off and they're just gutted. That's what they're known for.
At a certain spot,
there's no cross breeze. There's no cross wind. 20-degree weather.
They sell some copper casually.
I don't think Poundcake's polar blast punishment is he has to be homeless for a week.
Yeah, and then we'll see how respectful
he has to be respectfully homeless for 1 week.
Yeah. That's right.
How's that sound, Poundcake? You agree to that?
No, because I like to shower, and I got...
You can still shower.
No.
You'll just have to go to a gym and shower.
Ew, no. Not as a homeless person. I'll do it as like a house person, but I don't want to go there if I don't have no choice to shower. That's gross.
Let me give you this money here, and it's $1,000, courtesy of the Buzzard Bookie. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Cash. That's cash. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
We've had the great, everybody knows who Bill Curtis is, I hope. We've had Bill Curtis on the show a handful of times. He was a guy that would host American Justice and a lot of those syndicated A&E shows. But when I was a kid, he was a local news anchor in Chicago, and his partner for a long, long time was a guy named Walter Jacobson. He and I, Bill Curtis and I, talked about this last time he was on the show. And when I was in college, I think, they did a thing called Mean Street Diary, where Walter Jacobson said, I'm going to spend 48 hours as a homeless guy. And they put a fake beard on him, and they yellowed his teeth out, and they put him under like Lower Wacker Drive or something like that. And it was this big news thing, or this big, I don't know if it was sweeps or what it was, but he was like, I want to identify with what's going on in the city of Chicago, people who can't find a place that, so for 48 hours, this guy went out. And this is in the wintertime. This is like February. So it was 11 below, and he's going into like various shelters, and he's talking to people. And that was his way of showing the viewers what it was like to be homeless in the city of Chicago, and how you'd be treated poorly. And so I wonder how respectful Poundcake would be.
Well, I guess we'll never know.
We should do this to you.
Walking the streets, looking for food, a place to sleep, a way to survive. Tonight, Walter joins us with the first report from his Mean Streets Diary. He's live right now along Lower Wacker Drive. Walter?
Mike, Lower Wacker Drive is in every story ever told about the homeless because it's where they seem to be the easiest to find. I've been down here many times over the years interviewing the homeless under those warm air vents from the garages above. And
now I'm telling you, we got to get Poundcake. This is a great idea. Imagine the attention you would be able to call to the city's unhoused if you went out there for 48 hours. And we will yellow your teeth out. How good are you at talking to yourself? Are you good at that? You're probably good at that.
I'm kind of good at that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the Poundcake podcast was, a lot of
That's
episodes.
him talking to himself.
Mm-hmm. Thinking out loud.
Except Cake by the Lake ain't talking to himself.
No.
This is the real Cake by the Lake.
Ooh.
Homeless Poundcake.
Is there any homeless people by Edgewater? That's kind of,
Better not be.
Lakefront real estate. What you gonna do, Bill? Not being
Beat
Curtis?
it. You get out of here.
There better not be.
Not gonna be
You
over
take
there,
that over 117th.
I'm gonna sleep in a pothole.
Bill's living in the sky. He doesn't care.
I got a jacuzzi. Where'd you get a jacuzzi? Oh, I'm just chilling in one of Cleveland's potholes.
I'm sleeping in a pothole and farting. That's how I get all the bubbles. I'm going to break here. If you want to send me a text, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com. You can watch live and listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Rover's Morning Glory.
Personally, I don't take care of business in the shower.
Don't you just sit on the toilet, turn on the shower so the sound